Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft on the Block. This is the Technic Pack tutorial series, Technic Pack 6 to be exact, and I thought I heard a giant slime out here. Yep, I did. So let's take care of this guy real quick. He should, whoops, see they hit pretty hard. That's 2 hearts. It's pretty good for 1 hit. And they take a lot of hits with a regular sword to get down. So we'll take care of this guy. They break into 2. One of these guys should give us a Viz Crystal for sure. And we'll probably start using those before too long. So they'll break down one more time even after that. There's a Viz Crystal. So 1 Viz Crystal out of that whole thing, but that's alright. Okay, so we got a big day today. A couple of things I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and get some more rubber since there's some here. We're starting to get a lot of rubber spawn, or resin spawn. And I've collected quite a bit and put it in the extractor, not the condenser. Sorry about that again for misleading you guys. So we're going to need, I'll come back and get the rest. We ran out of a tool. So we're probably going to make an electric, tree tap today and some other stuff. So we have a couple of things on the agenda. We have really 2 main goals today. We need to get power other than what we have, because we're just wasting a lot of coal, and as you can see right now, I mean, I've already got 9 in there, and this is just going to get more and more. We need a lot of rubber, so this is going to become a problem. I'm probably going to do another couple of things. I'll probably hook up a Buildcraft pipe system to go out of my extractor, or out of my macerator into my furnace, so that we can get kind of that process going. But I really just want to get our next power source hooked up, and then we'll start working on kind of reconfiguring things after that. I have some plans in here. You can see that I actually already started a staircase. I'm going to make a loft up here, and I decided that I was actually going to use one of my favorite things in all of the I always said that if I had to choose one mod that I would keep, it would be Red Power. I think Red Power is all in all the best mod. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things from a lot of the other mods, but I think all in all, Red Power is probably my favorite. So one of the things that I really like are hand saws, and let me show you. We use them for a few things. We would like to have a diamond hand saw, but I'm not going to take the time right now. I'm going to make something like a ruby hand saw, and you can see that we get just a regular kind of crafting recipe. I didn't have any rubies on me, and I have just enough to make the saw. So let's do that again. And I think I have the rest of what I need. So a couple of iron ingots. Well, I gotta make some sticks. Okay, so let's get our 3 sticks, a couple of iron ingots, and a couple of rubies. And that'll give us a ruby handsaw. Now I hope that it will cut what I need. The various levels, iron handsaw, diamond, ruby, emerald, sapphire. Iron won't do things like glass and some of the harder materials. It'll do things like dirt and I think wood and stuff. But I want to be able to do glass for sure. I also want to be able to do wood. So let me show you what this does. If we take a handsaw and we put it in here with a piece of wood, we can carve this down to plank slabs. Now that's not too interesting, except it would normally take 3 pieces of wood to make 3 slabs. We can get well, actually, yeah, it's not that great of a deal in this case, right? We get 2 slabs for 1 piece of wood, but then we can also carve it down even further. So I'm just going to show you. I'm probably going to use slabs, but we'll just play with it a little bit. So slabs can then be carved down even 1 further into panels, which we may use. So let's, and then I'll play with that a little bit and show you kind of how that works. But let me just throw this up here just to kind of show you. So these things can be placed like this. It's one of the best systems I've seen. You can place it flat against the wall, stick it out. You can place it on this side angle like that. It's just, you just put it in different parts of the box, right? So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to use it like this. And I like that, but it's still a little thick for me. I almost think I would rather have this. That's what I want my floor to be made out of. It almost feels like kind of more of a 2x4 floor. This still feels a little thick to me, so I think I'm going to go with the panels. I like it because it just takes up less room. There are a couple of issues. Obviously, if you place something like this, the rest of that block down here is basically taken up. So if I wanted to place another one, I would have to place it on the side. I can actually do that. I can place it on the bottom, but I can't place another block right inside of there or something down below, like a torch, for instance. If I try to take a torch and place it here, I can't do that. And I can't place it on the edge. I can place one below it or above it, but this whole block is basically now taken up, except for things with red power, which we'll get into. So it's really handy for redstone wire, for red wire and bluetricity wire and stuff like that. So anyway, I think I am going to go with the wooden plank slabs. So let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and cut up a bunch of these with my handsaw, and I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. You can shift click and get your whole stack. So we've got 42 of them. We'll probably need a few more. Let's get that. 58 might be a good start. I'll grab what's in there. So we got 60 of them. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause and I'll come right back. I'm just going to create a little balcony up there, and then I'll kind of talk to you guys about what I'm planning on doing next. All right, guys, I'm back. Got a little bit of my balcony going. I wanted to point out a couple of things. One, you can see that I actually put these slabs, if you look at the outline of the block, I hope it comes through on the video, but I put it on this block so that I can actually place things on top. If I wanted to go up here and put a torch down, oops. Did I keep it so I can't get up there? Yeah, I can't get up there because of this, I guess. Okay. Well, I'll have to work on that. Anyway, if I put down a block here like that, or a torch, I can actually put it on there because that's basically acting as the top of a full block, right? If I was to take a piece, well, good example would be right here. If I wanted to, I could put a piece right there, right? That would actually let me go down here because that block is now one higher, right? So I can go under that, whereas when it was here, I couldn't go under it because I kept hitting my head on it, right? But now that block I can't place a torch on because now it's taking up that entire block right there. So I may leave that for now. I'm not sure. We could actually cut it down even further into a cover. I'll probably just pick that piece up and we'll work on different things that we could do. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. So I want to put a post that will hang this corner, so all the way to the ceiling, and I don't want to just use a regular fence post. What I want to do is kind of show you guys something I think is cool, which is, and there's a bunch of different materials. I'm going to actually use wood for that, but then I'm going to put a railing up that's made out of marble. Well, I haven't actually decided. I may put a wood railing up, I'm not sure. But you could do the same thing with any material, so you guys can feel free to play with it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it down into plank slabs. I'll just get a few of them. And then I'm going to take those and I'm going to do it sideways this time, and I'm going to cut them into wood plank slab strips. Now I can get thinner pieces and thicker pieces. I think I'm going to try, we'll just see how this looks. My plan was to try a few of those, and then a few of, well, so that's going to make a corner, which is just a really little piece, and you can imagine kind of what that would be used for. You can make boxes and fill in the edges and corners. But what we're actually going to do is cut, well, actually let's do this. You can also turn it into plank pillars, which is actually what we want. So I will be turning this bunch into plank pillars. In fact, I don't need that many of those. I think I only need probably 6 of those. So let me do this. I got an inventory issue. Let me get rid of some stuff that I don't need. Some of the fancy stuff. We'll come back and get that because we are going to need it this episode. We're going to do quite a bit. It might be a long episode, so I apologize. I hope that it's fun for you guys. If it's not, let me know and I'll cut them down a little bit. So anyway, we got some wood plank pillars, and then I want to put these back into slabs, because what I'm actually going to do with these is cut them down even further into panels. You can actually go one further, which is a cover. So basically let me show you, if I was to get 8 of these, 8 covers can be used to make a full block. So you can do 1, 2, that makes a panel. Another one makes a wooden triple, it's a triple cover. One more makes a slab. One more makes, I think, a slab cover. Yep. And then you can kind of get the idea. All the way up to that right there is one short of a full block. And that is actually, no, that's a full block. That doesn't seem right. That's an anti-cover. Yeah, 8 is correct, right? So that 8 is a full block. That right there is an anti-cover. That's one short of a full block. And so that's, you can go in eighth increments all the way up to a full block. But I'm going to go ahead and put these back to panels real quick. So let's see, got a bunch of panels. I'm going to take the saw again and I'm going to cut them down into panel strips. I'm just going to get like 10 of those. I'll keep the panels around for a while and show you really quickly. Oh, whoops. What I wanted to do was also turn these into plank posts. So I'm going to grab those. Plank posts are good for building vertically. So I'm going to do this. My plan originally was to put this on the ceiling and then make it a little bit thinner. I don't know if that's going to look good, so let's see. So basically like that, right? And then I was going to go 1, 2, 3, and then like that. I just kind of like the look of it, give it a little bit of a different look, and we could put stone or something kind of to act as anchors. It's getting a little monotone in here, and that's something I don't traditionally like. But anyway, I have another plan for a little bit more building here. I'm not going to do it right this second, but I do want to put a railing system up, and so I was going to look into a couple of things. There's a couple of different ways you can go about this. One would be to just put regular railing up fence, which is actually kind of nice, but you could also use these and kind of put up railing like this, and then you can't really put these down between. The best you could probably do is something like that. Like, let's see if I can get it again. How was I getting that? Like that, right? You could do something like that, which I just don't love. So what I would normally do is I would take some covers. Let's see, and you can actually craft these in here. Take a few covers. And I've done this before, but it does take up a fair amount of space. Let's see. And do something like this. And you can actually use this now. You could make shelving out of that. So I've done something like that in the past, and we'll just let's go see what it looks like. I know this isn't about building and it's not a let's play, but I wanted to show you guys what's possible. So anyway, it's a little bit, I think, a little bit nicer than a traditional fence system, but it does take up a little bit more space, and we could actually put one there so that it kind of wraps around. So anyway, you guys get the idea. I'm going to play with this a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. For now, we'll just leave it like that. I'll finish this off later. But I was going to show you I could put a cover up here. It's just a little bit smaller and looks a little bit less off, although I don't love that either. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to leave that or put a full block there. That might be the best looking solution might be to just block that off like that. So I think that's good. I'm also going to cut a doorway out here and then cut a roof in with a deck on the outside that probably wraps all the way around, but I'll do that later. I did also want to show you though, and I'm going to do this offline real quick. So there's two things that I think are very important, and like I said, it's going to be a longer episode, so stick with me. Something that I also really love is scaffolding. So if you take this recipe here, so that is sticks and blocks. So let's make a few sticks. And I think you get like 15 or something out of this, 16 out of one set. So that's scaffolding, all right? Now this stuff is cool because you can do a couple of things. It acts kind of like what you would use dirt for scaffolding, right? You can place it like this, and then you can climb up and down it like a ladder on all sides. And then probably the coolest thing is when you're done, you just hit the bottom and it all comes down. So this is just really nice for building. I'm a big fan of this stuff, so you can just kind of build all the way up. And you can do the like ladder shift thing. Actually, I thought you could, but maybe you can't. I thought they allowed you to do that, but I guess not. So anyway, I'm going to come up here and do a little bit building with the glass. So I'll probably go up to a peak with glass, and I'm going to do that with glass slabs. Actually, I'll probably do it with glass panels. That's what I traditionally use. So I'll take those and turn that into a bunch of panels. And let me do a little building real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm just finishing this up. I got one hole left, and I'll go down in here and fill that in. And now we've got a nice little skylight. So I like that. I like the way that looks. Pretty simple, and just gives us a little more light. I'll probably actually cut windows down. I think I mentioned that. Let's go see. That's funny. An Enderman visited us during the night, left us a little present. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's a little funny looking, but it's alright. It'll come along. Like I said, this is not me taking my time to do the best build possible, but we are going to have a little balcony that comes out. So we got a lot of work to do on the house, but we got a lot of other things to do first. So, like I said, we're going to look at two things today, and I guess we'll probably only get to power. What I'm going to do about getting to the Nether, I decided I was not that interested in going down and mining obsidian. I just don't care right now, and I think it would be quicker to just go out and do some ogre hunting some night here soon. It's not difficult to find them, and you kill one and you get either 1 or 2 obsidian. So it gives me a really good way to go about it. So we'll probably do that. I don't know if we're going to get to the Nether this episode or not. These are just getting away from me, so I apologize. All right. We definitely need power, so the first thing we're going to look at is solar. I'll basically show you what we need. Let's see. Solar panels, and we're going to want, so we have the various types. These are from the more, I think it's from advanced machines, right? So you have to have an HV transformer to get an HV solar array. And these allow you to basically do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 medium voltage, and medium voltage are 8 low voltage. And you can just do a regular solar panel, which is, so low voltage takes 8 solar panels and a low voltage transformer. So you can actually work your way up to these, and you can just have 1 or 2 of them instead of having a bunch of them. And the difference is that you have to have better wire and cabling to take the power in. So I am actually going to work pretty quickly up to at least a low voltage, maybe a medium voltage, and we may even get up to a high voltage just to kind of show. But the first thing we got to do is make a regular solar panel. So we need coal dust, glass, electronic circuits, and generators. And so we're going to do a couple of things. I want to show you guys a couple of tricks, but in the meantime, we're going to get a couple of things going. So I'm going to need some more copper for sure, or some more coal. I'm also going to need some more copper. And what I'm going to do is show you another little trick. So we're going to need wooden pipes. Let's see. Yeah. Wooden transport pipe is what we want, which is right here. And we just want a regular one. And we just need wood and glass to get that. And so we've got that. Wood, glass, and we don't need a bunch of them, so we're just going to take one. And then we need some cobblestone transport pipes. So let's see, let's just go pipes. Stone, where's cobblestone? Right there. And cobblestone is just cobble and glass. So we're going to do that and that. And then the one other thing we're going to want in this instance, well, 2 things. One, we're going to want a lever so that we can turn this little thing on and off. So we'll take a lever. And we want one more thing, which is a redstone engine. Let me show you that. So, oops, redstone. Redstone engine. These are Buildcraft engines and Buildcraft pipes. So we need wood, glass, gears, and a piston. And the gears are just 4 sticks. So we need 2 wooden gears. And to get that, we can just take 2 sets of this, and we can go like that, get our 2 gears. And then we need the piston, and I always forget the piston recipe. I think you guys are going to think, oops. There we go. Let's overlay that. I think I have what I need. Some cobblestone. Piece of iron. Do I have any redstone? I don't. Okay, so this is why it's really annoying. See, when I exit out of the table, it just throws everything down. That's unacceptable. We're going to have to work on that. So let me put some of this stuff away. We don't need the flint right now or the arrows and some of the stuff. We're going to have to do a lot of sorting here pretty soon. Yeah, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you the next thing that we want to make, which is a project table. Our buzzer's about to go off, so we're definitely going to be running short on time. Project table is a crafting table, pieces of stone, and wooden planks. All right, and I've got 2 pieces of stone. I actually need more than that, don't I? Yep, I need 3. So let's just go get 1 piece real quick. It shouldn't take very long. And there's our buzzer. That's somewhere around the 18-minute mark. So let's go ahead and do that. And while I'm doing this, instead of messing around, let's get some copper going. I am going to show you how to make this a more efficient process, but we might as well get some copper going. I'm going to go ahead and just dump the whole thing in there for now and put some extra coal in here. That'll keep that thing busy. And let me see if we can turn this down a little bit, even though it's should already be down. There we go. It's just a weird bug. The IC2 stuff just has power issues. All right, so has sound issues. so we need a chest for sure. We've got our 3 stone, and we needed a crafting table. And I think that was it. So let's see. Yeah, that looks right. So we got our wood. We have our stone. We've got our chest and a couple more pieces of wood and the crafting table. Now that gets us a project table. This is one of my favorite items in the whole game. There's also an automatic crafting table. We'll get to that later, but this is almost as good or maybe even better. So we knew that we needed a couple of things. We needed these gears and we needed some other stuff. What were we even building? A redstone engine, right? Redstone engine takes... Oh, and so this is one thing you can't do, is do the overlaid crafting, right? So you have to be able to remember your recipes. So remember how I said you can't do the overlay crafting on anything but the regular table? I wish they would add it to these. They probably will. But what I was going to show you is that we can do something like, okay, so let's say we know we need a piston, which is what we were working on. So a piston is all of this with the redstone, and we didn't have the redstone before, right? So I had basically something like... See, this is the problem. I already forget. Glass, that is right. Glass, cobble, and the gears. That's interesting. It doesn't usually take it out, I didn't think. My whole point was to show you that that doesn't actually occur. And what else did we need? Wood? That's horrible. That should be it, isn't it? Oh, I'm making a piston. Sorry about that. See, this is exactly the problem. Well, let's just do this, because that's not working the way I thought it was going to. The project table does. This one, it puts the items back in the inventory. It doesn't leave them on the chest. The automatic crafting table will actually leave them on the chest, which is what I wanted to show, and I thought it did it in the project table, so that was a disappointment. Sorry about that. We'll show the automatic crafting table. So anyway, that gives me a piston, and then for our redstone engine, we can do this. So that piece of glass, my gears, and the piston. Okay, that gives us a redstone engine. Now we've got all the pieces that we need to get a little bit more efficiency going here, right? So we have the stuff macerating, but we'll have to be attending to it and putting it in our putting it over here in the furnace. So the first step, in my opinion, is to just start getting it out automatically into the furnace. And we can do that like this. Take a piece of wooden pipe. Wooden pipe is used to extract from an inventory, right? So we want to extract from this inventory, so we have to put it on the side. If we put it on the top, it would be extracting from here. And if you want, you can put it on the bottom to put things in here, which is not useful in this situation if you wanted to put a battery or something for power. But so we're going to click right there, and that's going to go ahead and put that in, and it's going to attach that. And then we're going to come up, and we want to go into the top of this thing because we want to go into this inventory slot, so that dust out of here goes into that furnace. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the engine and we're going to place it down. Now it's automatically going to be facing the right way because we want to orient it towards the pipe it's going to do work on. Now a redstone engine is nice because it just takes redstone power to run. So as soon as we click that, it's going to start running, and you'll see every time it ticks, it's going to pull a piece of dust out and it's going to put it over here into the electric furnace. Now these pipes run pretty slow, and we can look later at ways to speed these up. This engine also runs pretty slow, so you can see it's just pulling out one at a time. It will speed up the longer it's on, so it'll turn from blue, and then it goes to, I believe, green, and then it goes to orange, and then red or yellow or something, and then it goes to a flashing red, and it won't ever blow up as long as it has something to work on. It doesn't mean it actually has to have anything to pull out, but it has to have a pipe to work on. If we were to take the pipe away, and it was at its highest setting, then it would eventually explode and it would destroy our machines. So the redstone engine is a relatively safe, relatively cheap way to get some industrial craft automation going. And you can see that this is putting it over here. These are getting, oh, I think we're already out of fuel, so I'm just going to dump a bunch of that in there. See, this is exactly why we got to get some additional fuel source going. I'm using a lot of my coal up. So anyway, you can see that that's now pulling out, and it's even having a little trouble keeping up because the macerator is full. You can see the macerator is barely filling its internal storage. Let's see if this one is. Yeah, it's not really even filling its internal storage at all. It'll have to be, should do it soon though. We should see this one start to fill, but maybe not. I think this is putting out 10 EU, and I'm not sure how much each one of those is taking. That's something else we should definitely look at. So let's do this. Let's look and see what it takes to do an EU reader, because this will be very informative. Whoops, I don't know what I just did. That was weird. My interface is acting very strange. Okay, so an EU reader is a electronic circuit. Glowstone. Oh, so we need glowstone. That was the other thing we needed to do, was go to the Nether. Well, you know what? Let's make that trip real quick. I mean, that's really crucial to everything that we're going to do. I will do one solar panel, and I'll teach you guys how to do that. We'll talk about the basics, but let me go find some ogres. Let me see. Man alive. We got a nice Viz spawn here. It's because there's so much Thaumcraft activity in the neighborhood with the couple of those Thaum obelisk shrine things. I think I see an ogre. And we got to be careful that we don't get attacked out here. So let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'll come back after I've found an ogre and taken him down, or maybe even I'll come back when I'm taking him down, and then we'll get the Nether portal built, go to the Nether and get ourselves some glowstone real quick, and that's going to be something we need right away. So I'll do that. There we go. We got one slime or Viz crystal out of it. I'm not going to need too many of those, so I'm not worried about it. But anyway, I will be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I finally got a couple more pieces. I actually had to sleep through a night, go hunting one night, sleep again, go hunting another night. And so you can see our redstone engine is cranking away. It's very hot, and it's done its job. All of the copper is done. I actually put a lot of it in here. So I went ahead and did a couple of other things as well. Let me get rid of some of this stuff, and then we're going to go. I want to make sure we aren't overburdened when we go to the Nether, so I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this building stuff that we don't need right now. And probably the saw. Let's see, we're not going to need really anything. I am actually going to bring, well, it's not sand. I'm probably going to bring dirt. A stack of dirt. When we get to the Nether, we're going to want a way to get up and get to the stuff that we need. So anyway, I'm going to put most of this stuff away. We're going to hope we get a really good Nether spawn so that we don't have to mess with it too much and make it simple for ourselves. But you just never know. So let's go back upstairs. I dug out a place over there. I'll show you what we're going to do with our gate. And I guess I should bring a little extra coal just in case. You never know what you're going to run into down there. Alright, so we're going to do a quick Nether run. This is strictly for the purposes of getting some iron ore. So, we need one more thing. I almost forgot. We have to have flint and steel, which I believe we have one flint and one steel. If we had iron, which I think I put down here now. Yep, one iron. And we can make this without a crafting table. We can just take the steel and the flint. We got flint and steel. We'll need that to light up our Nether gate. So I believe we are ready. Right, let's make our run. So a couple of things. The minimal that you need to make a Nether gate is 10 obsidian. You need 14 to make a fully cornered Nether gate, but we're going to do a corner-less Nether gate on the bottom at least. So we're going to start with 2 there, and then 3 high, like that. And then I believe it's going to go one more. Let's see, is that right? 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to need 4 across the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our Nether portal. And now we should just be able to light it up, and there we go. So we've got a Nether gate. Let's go ahead and put our flint and steel away. I don't think we're going to need, well, actually, you know what, we better bring it with us, because if our Nether gate gets blown up while we're there, we'll need the flint and steel to relight it. So let's hope for the best. Here we go. Step into it. And it's going to go all crazy. It's going to build the Nether world for us, which is just an entirely separate map spawn. A couple of interesting things about the Nether. When you travel in the Nether, you're traveling over distance in the real world, but you're traveling a much greater distance. So it's almost a good way to... Oh, that's perfect. We could not have gotten more lucky, except that we're probably going to have gas. Let's just get to it. So we just really want glowstone, so we're here to just hammer on some glowstone. And we're going to just go like this, and if we hear anything that has to do with a ghast, we're going to get out of here. So we're just going to grab as much as we can get in this one little run. This is perfect. We could not have asked for a better spawn. So we'll get all of this, take a look at what kind of a situation we have going on, and maybe we'll go get another little batch. So let's see, what is this going to give us? That's a pretty good batch. I don't see any ghasts right off the bat, so let's go ahead and go over here and get some more. Might as well get a good load of it while we're here, because we're going to need a fair amount. So the Nether is funny, because I just never came to the Nether for the longest time. It just kind of scared me. I didn't like it. I just didn't like the idea. It just wasn't fun. Like, Minecraft was supposed to be fun, and creepers were bad enough, but like, I got to go to the hell realm and fight gas and all kinds of stuff, but it's necessary. We'll probably also get some of this netherrack while we're here real quick. Netherrack will burn indefinitely. As you can see on the ground over there, it's burning. So yeah, it's really easy to mine. So it's nice to have if you want to make a fireplace or something, which I always have a fireplace somewhere. So let's see. We'll go ahead and mine some netherrack. You want to make sure you don't mine straight down in the nether more than any place else, really, because mining straight down in the nether can definitely mean problems. So you can see it's extremely easy to break. So let's just get a fair amount of it while we're here. We're not going to need that much. That's nether redstone, I believe. So this is the nether ores, which is part of, I don't know what that's part of. I think it's actually a nether ores mod. Yeah, that's nether redstone. So that's really interesting. I've seen nether coal. There's some nether coal. I'll just get some for fun. Whoa! That was exactly what we did not want to have happen. Now we're on fire, so we gotta get back quickly and see if we can find some water. We got hit by a ghast. Now I don't know if we're gonna be on fire when we get back, but at least we'll be in our house. Alright, we're not. That was really lucky. So what did we get? We got a few stacks of redstone, some netherrack, and we're good to go. So we were going to make an EU reader. Let's do that real quick. I think we got pretty much everything we needed. Let me get some of this stuff back. I know I put some stuff down here. It was a little intense at the end there. I could have done without that. Grab my saw. And I think that's good. Let's go see if we can make this. Alright. EU reader is going to take an electronic circuit, so we're going to need some more cabling. So we're going to need our rubber, some copper. We'll just do this up real quick. So we're going to need a fair batch of it anyway, so let's just do 12 to start. Okay, we got that. And then we have our refined iron. We've got these, and there we go. Gives us that. And we needed, I think we got everything else we need. So we need our 1 redstone, our 4 copper cables, and our 1 electronic circuit, and that gives us our EU reader. So now we can take that, and there's nothing coming out because we don't have any coal in there. So let's put some, oh yeah, we do. We just don't have anything pulling energy. So let's go ahead and grab a stack of 10. We're probably getting a little short on 10. We'll go ahead and have this thing work up some 10. Yeah, that one's empty. So here we go. Let's throw half a stack of 10 in there. That'll give us 64 total. And I'm sorry for the noise. Alright, now you can see that we're averaging about 2. You can see that the average is right around 2. It's pulling 2 EU. And then we'll see once that gets in, we should be getting, it's pulling, I think it will generate 10, if I'm correct. I'm not sure if that's true or not, because this is now going to be pulling, let's see, it's going to get ready and fire up here. I don't think it has anything in it yet. Nope. Alright, so this, as soon as it starts running, is going to generate, oh, it's pulling about 3. So it's averaging about 3, somewhere around 3. Okay, and this one's averaging somewhere around 2. And if we had something in here, it would be pulling as well. So you can see that you pretty quickly eat up the power that thing will put out. So if we had some resin going, which we don't have right now, but if we had some resin going, we would start to be getting a problem with the resin and the compressor. Right now we're still doing okay. It's really just the fact that we're eating up energy that we'd rather not be eating up. So anyway, we need to get some solar panels, and that's going to be our first step towards energy independence. So let's do this. Let's just see about the regular solar panel. So you can also see the smaller solar panel. That's a red power solar panel. We'll deal with those as well because we'll need some. But we're just going to need 2 electronic circuits and a generator and some coal dust. So let's take coal. We're going to need a fair amount of coal. Now this coal macerates 1 to 1. So I'm going to go ahead and take this stack out, and we'll let it finish up. I'm also going to turn this off because I don't really want it pulling out while I'm doing coal. Now it's going to cool down. Let's do 12 of these. It's just going to macerate 1 to 1 coal into coal dust. I don't really want it running and pulling this out and going over there. You can see it already cooled down, so it will actually get slower when it's not running. And as it cools down, it runs slower. So that's okay. We don't really care. It's not going to be our final solution anyway. We're going to have a better approach to this once we get our sorting system going. We'll start using some red power and retrievers, but this is just a really cheap and simple way to get stuff going, especially early on, just to kind of automate the process a little bit. And then what we'll also do is we'll do the same thing, pull out into a chest so that we can just go to a chest and grab our ingots. And we'll do that until we get a really good sorting system going, which we'll do a pretty impressive sorting system. All right. Now we need to do the solar panel. Sorry. So we need the coal dust, which it's working on. We need some glass, which I thought I had, and I must have put it downstairs. This is the way it goes. A lot of running around, especially until we get organized, or until I get organized, I should say. Maybe I don't have any glass. Is that possible? Did I miss it? I must have missed it, or else I ran out already. I don't see it. I guess I gotta get some sand and make some glass. I think I used it all for the glass panels. So let me get a good stack of that. Well, not a stack, but we're not doing anything over here anyway. So let's just maybe get 8 pieces of glass going. And in the meantime, we'll get our electronic circuits. So we might as well just throw that on there. So we know we're going to need a little bit more of this. Let's go ahead and make a fair batch. We're getting really close to being out of rubber again. You can see how quickly you go through things like rubber and refined iron. We got enough, so we're going to need 2 of these for each one of our solar panels. So you can see that this process gets expensive pretty quickly. So we need 2 of them. And then really it's just glass and a generator. So a generator, we're going to make the iron furnace, and then we'll use our refined iron. So we have enough refined iron. I'm not sure where we're at on iron in general. Probably going to need to get some of that going as well. Do I have any iron dust? Doesn't look like it. All right, let me do a little iron refining, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I got enough iron to get the iron furnace going, and then we just need the rest of the generator, which is a machine block. No, yeah, we are. No, 3 refined iron and a battery, which again, you would think I would remember. Alright, the problem with that is that we need 10, which I guess we have. That's good. We have our piece of copper cable, and we've got our redstone. There we go. And let's see, now I believe we have everything we need for a solar panel. So we've got 2 of these. We've got our coal dust. We've got our glass, and we've got our generator. No, we don't have our generator. And you would think, all right, let's see. Oh, we need our battery. It's been a long day, folks. I apologize. There we go, generator. Now, one more time with feeling. What do you say? 1, 2. Generator this time. That looks good. That, and voila, we've got a solar panel. All right, we're actually going to want to make for this little experiment, we're going to want to make some ultra low voltage or ultra low current cable out of just tin. Now this is useful for us because it will travel a long way without loss, but it will only carry a very small packet, and I'm not sure exactly, to be honest with you, what the packet is. I think it's up to 10 EU packets. So the way it works is that packets are transmitted based on the power that is put out of the machines, and the higher power, like when we get up to these high voltage solar arrays, we'll probably be putting out, well, it's high voltage, so it's going to be something like upwards of 500 all the way to whatever the next level is, and we'll look at that a little bit more specifically, and we'll get into this one when we put the solar panel up. So let's see, man, it's still midnight, so let me go ahead and sleep. I want to put the solar panel up and just kind of get you guys an idea of what this is going to be like, and then we'll come back. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. It's day. I think what we're going to do is just knock out this block right here and make it a solar panel to start with. So that should be fine. We should get a good view of the sun from there. So we'll put it up like that, and we will then put our ultra low voltage cable down like this, and we can turn it into a solar flower. Shift click on machines if you don't want to open them up, because you can see opening it up, it'll show how much sun it's getting. Shift click will place something on it. So you can see that's actually pulling power now, and so that's going to, this will be really interesting. Now let's take our EU reader out and see what we're getting. I think we're going to get 1 or 2. 1 EU. So that's 1 EU per solar panel. And that's not going to be enough to run any of this stuff, so you'll notice that this is basically just going to very slowly, it won't even get enough to really do anything. And this won't run at all, because all of the energy is being taken up here, the first one that it comes through. So this thing ran out, we have 1 solar panel, and it's going to produce 1 unit. So we would need 5 of them or 10 of them to produce 10. Now I don't know if it multiplies. I'm trying to remember exactly. We'll play with it a little bit, but we're definitely getting just the 1. So that is the best that we can do with a single solar panel, so we'll need to craft a couple more. And I think what I'll do is go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and craft probably just 2 more and put them up. I'll probably just line this little area right here with them, and we'll just kind of see how that does and see if that gets us a little bit more power. But like I said, it's not going to be, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Actually, what I probably will do, let's do this. I haven't done it yet. This would be an interesting little experiment. So before we wrap up this video, which is getting long, you've waited this long, let's go ahead and I'm going to upgrade this to a low voltage array. And that will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 and a low voltage transformer. So let me do that and get that running, and then we'll see kind of how that upgrade works, because I just don't, that's one of the things I hate about solar panels. You have to build a flower or a bunch of them or line your roof with them, and it's just not my thing. So let's just do that for fun, and I will be right back once I have the pieces in place. Alright guys, I'm back. I think I have everything I need to get this going. So I've got the components I need for making the 7 additional solar panels. We're going to retrieve the one that we have up there. Do I have my wrench? I better go get my wrench, because we're going to need that. And I still just need to make a low voltage transformer, which I'm going to show you guys real quick. It's a very simple recipe. That one is this. So we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically what we're going to end up with is literally the equivalent of 8 solar panels. We're going to get 8 EU out of this. And I should also mention that this is Advanced Machines is where this comes from, which is an add-on to Industrial Craft. I'm not sure if it's made by the same people or if it's an additional, but there's like some other things like the centrifugal or the centrifuge extractor and the rotary, let's see, the rotary macerator. Now some of these we'll be making. We'll be definitely making the induction furnace, which actually the induction furnace, I'm not sure if that one is an advanced machine. I think it is an advanced machine, but anyway, we'll be making this. We'll probably use overclockers, which you will see here. Overclocker upgrades for a lot of the things that we're going to do as far as macerators. So I'll explain the differences and what that means, but let's go ahead and get this going. So we've got our low voltage transformer. We can probably just go get, let me make sure. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I think we're good. All right, let's see. I'm going to grab my take your wrench. Remember to use the wrench. And that gave me a solar panel back. And now we have our 8 solar panels. Well, we don't yet, but we're going to. So what we need is like this. Actually, you know what? Let me show you the joys of the project table. So the whole point of the project table, which I didn't do a very good job explaining before, is that you can put just the recipe that you need up here, and that should give us a solar panel. Now, all the rest of my stuff is down here, right? So I can actually leave this bench. When I leave the bench, it's actually going to clear this this project table, which is kind of a pain. I wish it would leave this stuff. At least I think it does if I escape out and come back. No, it didn't that time. I think when I hit inventory, if I hit E again for some reason, it was doing that. So anyway, that's nice. That's what I was expecting. You can walk away. Let's say we forgot something. We go get it. We come back and it's still there, right? So the cool thing though is that I can grab a solar panel and it's just going to take the materials and put them in there. So I can just grab solar panels, and you could just as easily pull something out of here with a pipe and it would just keep making these. So if you pumped in all of the materials that you needed to make solar panels into one side into the inventory, I guess you'd pump it into the bottom, you should be able to pull them out, which I've actually never tried, but I think that's the point of it. Also, the automatic crafting table does a very similar thing. It will pull out of chests into the whatever you have on the crafting table, and then it will output them. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and make the rest of these. We have our 7, and what we're going to do, wait a minute. Oh, I was going to say, after all that. So now we have our low voltage solar array. And this is our first step. This is going to change for me the way I look at the whole solar array thing. I'm going to actually get rid of this because I don't know. Well, this will be interesting. Let's, I'm not sure if that's actually going to work or not. I'm going to get that out of there. We're going to check it out though. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this thing up right there. And now that's basically the output of a low voltage transformer. And we should be fine. I believe we're going to be getting, well, we're not going to get anything right now. Let me sleep until it's daytime. That way we can check this out. I'll be right back. There we go. The sunlight just came on, so we're now getting power. And this thing, since nothing is pulling from it, it's not going to actually get any energy. You have to wait till something's pulling energy. So right now we're not getting anything. So let's do this. Let's put the low voltage cable in. I'm not sure. Yep, it didn't blow it up, so that's a good start. There we go. So now we didn't blow up any of our machines, which is also a good start. Oh, we got to have something going. So let's do some 10. We're getting low on 10. Let's put some 10 in there. And that should now start trying to pull some energy here shortly. Oh, no, it did. It totally did blow up our low voltage. So as soon as it started pulling power. So 8 is too much. 8 per packet. I think I'm going to have to look it up, but it's something like, it may even be something like 1 or 2 per packet. And this is an 8 packet, right? So it would be one thing to have 8 different solar panels. They would each be producing a packet and sending them through every tick. This is one machine sending 8 packets through. So I think, I don't know if it's up to 5. We'll have to look into that a little bit more, and I apologize for not knowing. But anyway, the point being that we're going to need to use at least this, and I know this will handle it. So we'll go ahead and put this down like that, and it didn't blow up. And now you can see that it's actually pulling energy. So let's see where we're at. Oops. Okay, so that's pulling 2, so this should be giving us 8, right? Well, it's only pulling 2. That's right, because I'm not actually using everything that's coming out of there. So one of the things that we're going to need now is storage for that. And let's go look real quick at the expense of, we're already at close to an hour on this video, and I really do apologize. I'm going to grab a bat box, which is just something that we're going to use to store energy. And that's not what I want. I want that. There we go. So we need 3 batteries, copper cabling, and some wood. And I think I have enough to make 3 batteries. Let's take a look at that. That's not helping at all, is it? That's very interesting. I'm into the shaped crafting. There we go. No, it's not working. There we go. Alright, let's do the overlay. I think I have, no, I don't have nearly enough 10, but we're working on some 10 over here, I believe. 8. We're going to need even more than that. So I'll pause one more time and be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I think I have everything I need. I think I actually turned the sound off just a second ago because I was getting sick of it, so I apologize. This should be pulling, well, actually it's not. Just a second ago we were up to pulling 4 because I was using both the macerator and the and this. Actually it was pulling 5 EU, but we have what we need, so we're going to get the bat box. Now the whole point of the bat box is that we are, I believe, there we go. That's a bat box. Now that's going to store energy, and I think it's going to store, if I remember correctly, it's going to store 40,000. What we're going to do is we're going to take these out real quick. And I'm going to put the bat box right about here, but I want to go ahead and take that out. I want to make sure I get it oriented correctly because I could blow the thing up, I think, which has happened before. So I'm going to put it right there, and we want to have the output facing down. So we're going to take our wrench and we click, whoops, I think it's shift click, sorry about that, to reorient the thing. And I don't know how many times I'm going to do that. Too many, that's for sure. Well, let's do this. An easy way to do it is to stand below it. And that should, well, we want to stand below it and click. There we go. Right click on it and that will reorient it. And we want to do a couple of things here. Let's pull our cable up in. That should be the output. And then we should be able to put it there. Now, that is going to store energy. You can see it's going to store 40,000. And this, actually, you know what? It's pulling energy out of these. I think I've got it going the wrong way. Let's see. Is that right? Because that shouldn't be, that's getting no energy right now. Let's see. Because there's no sun, which is the problem. Yeah, let me sleep and make sure we get some sun, and then we'll do a little debugging on this. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and we have sun, and now we have juice flowing in. So I got it the right way. We're going to come out of the output and down here, and you can see that these machines are now getting power. So let's just throw something in like that, and that should be able to start cranking away. And now it'll pull power out of here, and you can see that we're putting 8 ticks a second from here. So now I believe, yep, that should now measure 8 because it's going to pull everything it can off that and store it in our bat box. So now we have actual energy storage, so we don't have to worry about it. So before we were wasting everything that was coming out of that solar array because we didn't have any place to put it. And now we can put it right here. And we can also use this upper spot here to start charging some tools. So next time we'll make a diamond drill, probably make an electric wrench, an electric tree tap, and some stuff like that, so we can put them up here and we can power them. And that will probably be, so I used an awful lot of material this time. In fact, it was more than I had planned on using. So we've used up a lot of ores. We still have quite a bit though. I mean, we're doing all right on ores. We still got a lot of copper. That's why I go to all the trouble I do right away. But we're going to make a diamond drill pretty much right away next time, because that's one of the things that that I find to be the most important early on. You don't ever break it. You just have to make sure that you have power, and then you can get a backpack, which we will use. We'll put in here and we'll power it up. But now we've got some energy storage. We'll keep the generator around short term in case we use all that energy up and we end up needing to throw some coal in there. But it's definitely going to go a long way towards storing up some coal for us. So I'm also going to do the hydroelectric power plant pretty soon. It's one of my favorites. It's a really good way to get a pretty good amount of energy until we go nuclear reactor. That's probably the next thing that I'll do for a fair amount of time. I'll probably have it around for a while. We won't go to a nuclear reactor until we really need to. So anyway, the solar array is really nice. I'm actually kind of happy with that. It doesn't have a huge nasty mess of junk on your roof. Just got that one little piece. You can't even really tell it's a solar array. So I kind of like that. Let's take care of this spider. Anyway, I think we're done. I really apologize. This is either an hour or over an hour, and I apologize for that. I did want to just get to some of this stuff today, though, and this is new to me. It's a little hard for me to to really know exactly what I what I need to be doing ahead of time. I have a really good plan, and then things just kind of come up. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing it, and we're going to start to see a lot of really cool stuff happen. Next time we're going to get into a little bit of equivalent exchange. We'll start looking at the divining rod and different ways to mine, since we need to get some mining going. We'll start working on a sorting system, and we'll be smelting up some iron ingots in the meantime. So anyway, we're going to work on stuff pretty quickly again, but I wanted to just get at least to a point where we had some energy and some energy storage, so we don't have to worry so much about cranking through coal. So again, if you liked it, thumbs up. I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think. Again, I will try to make these more like 30 minutes the next few, and I really, like I said, I really appreciate it. So follow me on Twitter, Minecraft OTB, to get all the latest news. Check out my other series. Most of them don't go this long. This is probably the longest video I've done. So enjoy, and I'll talk to you next time.